by fractions. And I always tell people, go home. You guys, I probably told you this last year, so you'll probably not catch on this. But if I asked you, or if you even asked your parents, what's 4 divided by 1/2? Most people are going to give me what for an answer? That's not right. 4 divided by 1/2. Usually, if you said that fast enough, people usually go, 4 divided by half is, DJ? 2, and that is not right. If you look at what we're talking about here, think about this. If you have 4 circles, and you're trying to find out how many halves are in 4, that's what you're asking. How many halves are there in 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The answer to this is 8. 4 divided by 2 is 2. But if you want to know how many halves are in 4, there are 8 of them. Same thing if I had this. What's 5 divided by 1/3? Okay. In other words, you're saying if I have 5 things and I cut them all into thirds, how many thirds will I have? Jacob?
15?
15 is the right answer. Now let's try something a little harder since Jacob thinks he's got a hand on this. What if I have 6 and I divide it by 2/3 though? How many 2/3 are in 6? Jacob?
12?
12 I don't think is right. DJ?
9.
9 might be right. How'd you get 9, DJ?
I just drew.
Oh, did you do all the circles? Oh, that's interesting. Let's see what happens if we do that. I've got 6 circles, and I'm cutting it into thirds. I think you're still right, even though you didn't think you were. And you want to know how many 2/3. Well, I'll mark them off as we go. Here's 1 2/3. I'll put hash marks. Here is 1/3 and another third. There's a second 2/3. Here's a third 2/3. There's 2 more 2/3. Or 1 more 2/3, and then there's another 2/3. And there's another 2/3. And there's another 2/3. And another 2/3. And another 2/3. There are 9 of them. Now, you don't want to, boys and girls. Did I start this? You don't want to have to sit down and draw circles for that. So let me tell you, there's a very easy way to divide by fractions. I'm going to write this in big notes here. To divide by a fraction. Write this down in big letters. Comma. DJ, you do what?
I just divided, I just drew 3.
Yeah, we're not drawing anymore. It's nice to be able to draw, but if you got something like if you were taking 10,000 and dividing it by 3/8, you certainly aren't going to draw 10,000 circles and cut them on 8. Anybody, Kelvin?
I think it's like you do like 5 over 5 and then you multiply it.
Write this down. Have we talked reciprocals?
Yes.
Perfect. Then we'll know this here. To divide by a fraction, you multiply by its reciprocal. Write that down, and then we're going to do an example, and we'll go, oh, okay. Okay. Let's go back to my 6 divided by 2/3. 6 divided by 2/3 is the same thing, by the way, and it's always the second fraction you do this to. 6 divided by 2/3 is the same thing as 6 times the reciprocal of this, which just means the reciprocal is just the fraction flipped over. 6 divided by 2/3 is the same thing as 6 times 3/2. So if you make that a fraction, you put it over 1. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 divided by 2 is 9. And that's what we got. The same thing when I had, what did I say, what were some of the ones we did before? Oh, well, 5 divided by 1/2 is the same thing as 5 times that fraction flipped over, which is 2/1, which ends up being 10. So to divide by a fraction, you just change it to multiplication and you flip that fraction over. Yes, Grace.
Can't you do 6/1 times 2/3?
Is that what this is?
No, 2/3.
What?
2/3, no.
6/1 times 2/3 will not give you the right answer. You must flip the second fraction. If you flip the first fraction, you're going to get the exact opposite answer you should. Always flip that second one. What is 12 divided by 3/4? If you had a 12-inch piece of string or ribbon and you wanted to cut it into 3/4 inch pieces, how many 3/4 inch pieces could you get? Well, it's the same thing as you're always flipping and multiplying by the second one. 12 times 4/3. Yeah, put this one over 1 if you have to, which is 48 divided by 3. How many times is 3 going to 48, Peter?
16.
16 times. Okay. And they're gonna, DJ,
I just found a whole different way to do it because I just did the same thing I did to the last problem to this one, and I got 62.
16 also? 6th graders, I will tell you this 1,000 times, you are more than welcome to use whatever way you want to do your math problem, but never ever come to me and say, how come my way isn't working?
It's not.
Which is
Well,
your
it
way.
is.
How come your way isn't working? If your way works and you understand why it works, feel free to use it, but never come up to me and say, I don't understand, I don't keep getting the wrong answer for this and not doing it my way. You know what I'm saying? Are you saying you want to do it your way, or you just,
I could
Like it was like a
have
nice-
already used
perfect.
this, I'll do this like that.
perfect. All right, one more. How about 8 divided by, what if I did 8 divided by, well, 1/3? What is 8 divided by 1/3? Caleb? 24. Now, what I want you to do is look in the